Hey guys, it's Sarah with Straight Up Homeschool. Today I'm giving my review of 5 in a Row. I give it 2 thumbs up. If I had more thumbs, I would put all those thumbs up. It is my all-time favorite homeschool curriculum. You don't have to homeschool to use it. If you just want to add some special reading time to your day with your family, you can use it for that too. How 5 in a Row works is you read the same book 5 days in a row. It's not boring though, I promise. And it's okay if you don't read it 5 days in a row. You could just read it 3 days of the week or four. It's okay if you don't read it the full 5 days. I have to say this to myself too. It's okay if you don't follow the directions exactly. So this is the book. I have an old book. The version is updated now. It has a hot air balloon on it. But this is the older version. I got it used off of eBay and I'm cheap. So this is the version that I have. This book is a guidebook for books that you read, specific books that go along with this volume one. Here's an example of some of the books. And you read the book one day and then you go over some of the guide for that specific book. So it could have topics on art, on history, on geography, on science, vocabulary words, different writing techniques. So each time you read the book, you and your child have more insight and more depth of knowledge on what's going on in the book and little things that you wouldn't normally think of. It was helpful for me to read the guide also, and it also gives you examples of, having you go deeper into conversation with your kids, and it just ended up being a really sweet time with my family. Now, this curriculum is my number one recommendation to people thinking about homeschooling, and it was the first curriculum that somebody ever recommended to me. And when I first heard about it, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't want to read the same book 5 days in a row. I already read a lot of our books many, many times, like hundreds of times. I've read a lot of our books, and I just don't want a curriculum to tell me to read it more than once. It has just been the sweetest time though, y'all. This book was there for me when I was going through a hard time, and it just felt like what I always thought homeschooling was going to be. And yeah, I just love it. I highly recommend it. They do have levels for ages 2 all the way up to 12. So they do have like before 5 in a Row for the younger kids, and then it goes all the way through older elementary and middle school. I've done volumes 1 and 2, and then this new year we're going to be starting volume 3 because I miss it. So my kids are 9 and 11, and I'm a little worried it might be a little bit too young for them, but overall, we have just enjoyed it so much. I'm like, we're going to do it and then continue on through the series. And so I will turn around the camera and show you the book, and also go over a lesson with you to really give you a good idea of how it works and if it would be a good fit for your family. So I'll be right back. This is the look inside for 5 in a Row, Volume 1. I am going to go over it kind of quickly, so feel free to pause at any time. We do not use this as a core curriculum for our family. It is supplemental, so it's not our core math or language arts. It's just something we do to connect and to learn together and just be a family together, and we have really, really loved it. I'm going to start with the table of contents. Here are all the books that are gone over in this guide in the curriculum. The books are not included, so you have to buy the books or borrow them from a friend or check them out from the library. All these books are so, so good, you guys. I have thoroughly enjoyed them. I wouldn't have picked them out on my own, but I'm so grateful that I've read them. They have been phenomenal. I briefly want to talk about the story discs. Here's an example of what the story discs look like. I just copied this from the back of the book. There is a picture or a disc that goes along with each story. Your child or student colors in the disc, cuts it out, and then they place it on a map. The map is not included. It's kind of bring your own map. So I have a floor map. It's like a fabric map, or a scrunch map, or you could even do a wall map and do sticky tack and hang it up. But it helps the children learn locations on the map and just their way around a map, and it's been good. So here is the introduction. I'm not going to go over all of it. I just wanted to touch on that the curriculum is very flexible. You don't need to go over everything in it. You can pick and choose what works best for your family and for your children and what they need to learn. Some of the stuff they might already know, so you don't have to go over it again if you don't want to. Okay, I'm going to go over one of these stories with you. This is for The Clown of God. It was my favorite story in volume 1. So here is the book, and then here's the guide. So first we read the book for one day. So each day you're reading the book, and each day you're going over some of these talking points. So we read the book, and then I pick out a few of the talking points to go over. The next day I'll pick out different talking points to go over. So each time we read the book, we're having a deeper understanding of the book in terms of the setting and what's going on in history at that time. There's relationship topics like orphans and elderly and thankfulness, occupations, vocabulary words, different writing techniques. Art. There's always art included with each story, and I love it. I love having a greater appreciation for the artwork, the illustrations in the books, and also it'll give you tips on how to, copy that kind of art, how to use the different techniques and styles in your own artwork. So this is an example of this story. Again, each day you're reading the story. If you only read it 3 times, 4 times, that's okay. And then you go over, you pick and choose which of these topics you would like to go over. Okay, so that is 5 in a Row, Volume 1. I do want to go over briefly Volume 2 with you, just a couple things. In Volume 2, it digs a little bit deeper on some heavier topics, not like heavy in a bad way. I'll give you an example. This is from Owl Moon, and it's talking about self-control, and it says a lack of self-control or losing one's temper and putting off work that needs to be done has many negative effects on our family relationships, neighborhoods, and society. On the other hand, maturing and growing in this area can open many doors of opportunity and fulfillment, enriching our relationships with others. I love that. I need to hear that a lot of times too about self-control, and it's a fruit of the Spirit. I think it's wonderful to hear that kind of truth written in a curriculum. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is this portion on discipline. This is from the book of Babar to Duet or Not to Duet. I could not find this book, so we just watched it on YouTube. There's a little cartoon show about it. And I love this quote. I love this quote so much, you guys, and I wanted to share it with you. There is much drudgery between the first enthusiasm and the achievement. There's more. It may not be entirely drudgery, but there is certainly much hard work required to accomplish anything worthwhile. And I have felt that so much in homeschool, where sometimes it's really exciting, or we're going to read all these new books and learn these new things. And other times it's just really hard. It's hard, and it is work. And I'm just so thankful for this curriculum because it's given our family time to connect and to learn and to grow together. So that's all for my review of 5 in a Row, Volume 1. I wish you the best on your homeschooling journey, and I hope you're able to enjoy some good books with your family. All right, bye guys.